Underwater, things look closer than they are. I'm staring at something I probably invented myself. A few days ago, I stood in front of a roundabout dedicated to an animal most people here have never seen. A traffic circle built around absence. It felt honest in a strange way. Dugongs are supposed to live somewhere beyond the edge of the city, not in monuments, in water, which sounded simple enough. The road out does look like a gateway to nature. It looks like a system under construction. Shrimp farms cut the land into rectangles, repeating the same geometry until the horizon gives up. Water organized for efficiency. I kept thinking about that circle, about how comfortable we are turning living things into symbols. Symbols don't demand much, they don't need protection, only maintenance. At the pier, the air changes its mind. Salt replaces dust. The land narrows into a wooden line pointing straight into open water. The search itself is inefficient. It burns fuel to ask whether something fragile still exists. There's irony in that, and no clean way around it. I don't know if I'll see anything today. Most searches end exactly like they begin, with uncertainty and decent weather. Back in the office. Today we are looking for the dugong and continuing the dugong circle, which we started a few days ago. And at the moment we are on a small island with a bigger fishermen and women community. And this place is supposed to be the area where you can spot dugongs. It is basically out here in this bay where you can find them. It's just hard to believe with all those motorboats running through here. You can hear maybe some noise coming from the engines, which is hammering underwater. But as the dugong is a herbivore and feeds on the sea algae, which is growing here in this bay and all around this side of the island, but also on the mainland on the other side. It is to be found here in these waters. And yeah, it's a species of sea cow. I have a visitor here, which is nice. It's a natural place in the end. So what the dugong makes it special is that it's the only marine mammal from the sea cow order. It's a sea cow or sea pig, and it's a pretty huge mammal, around 3 meters to up to 4 meters, And as I said, they are feeding only on herbs, especially on these seagrass fields here around the island. And I hope to spot some of them somewhere here in this natural swimming pool here, which is looking pretty promising. Later that day, some locals told me that here on this pier over there, you could see them last year almost every day, just from the pier where there's all this traffic and all this arrival of boats and so on that's going on. And this year they said they're almost not to be seen around the island, which is not a good sign. It comes in a strange occurrence with the warming of the waters last summer in 2024. I think it was in May it was first reported. The corals were bleached out, and we already researched about it, and we saw it that it was pretty devastating in the coral reef itself. So now it could be that the warm temperatures also affect these seagrass beds, because the locals told me that the seagrass is strangely short this year, and they also find less shells or clams in these waters, which were used to be very often to be found. Yeah, that speaks not a good language to me, all these things together. Anyway, we have to research and find out what is going on in these waters here. Like a small swarm. Yes, very idyllic place. Very few people around here. Pretty hot at this time. It's end of March. And summer is coming, or is already there. By the way, it's a nice, refreshing drink called Chama now. It's like a lemon juice and sugar mixed together with tea, black tea and ice. That's a good mixture. So office time is over soon. We head out to explore the possibilities, how to find the real dugong, to fulfill the dugong circle. Impressive house. Just so this is the fisherman village. Water is flowing in and out. Some bungalows here and there. Here is the Dugong area. following. We look for the dugong as well. I think so, no? So, where are the dugongs? Somewhere there. Somewhere there. Just yesterday there was the earthquake, and luckily nothing happened here, this part, but there was some devastation in other parts, and yeah, happy that nothing happened here, because as you can see, this is like a endangered area for earthquakes, and especially the aftermath of it, the tsunamis, potential tsunamis. I learned that this community didn't lose any person on the tsunami 21 years ago, which is interesting, because I would think that if a tsunami rolls in here, everything is flattened. And back then there was not such a big alarming system like today's. As you can see here, it's a bit bleached, but that says tsunami hazard soon. In case of earthquake, go to high ground on inland, which is about 1.5 kilometers away from here. So if you want to run, or you have to run quickly, because this part of the island is pretty much flat. Okay, so we continue the Dugong quest. Now we go through the village a bit, just to check out how it is. Building a house. Just on the beach. Now we are almost in the mangroves, the biggest part of the villages. You will see it's flooded with the tides. All the waste, all the general waste is swept into the village, which looks pretty nasty, but it is what it is. It is our trash, all our waste. Complain about it. When we come to visit these places, and I see all those comments that Google or somewhere else, people complaining about this place being dirty. At times it can be dirty, but it can be also nice. Find some waste, yes, some bubble. But it's also rustic, and if the trash wouldn't be here, it would be an idyllic place. But yeah, I think in the last 20-30 years everything changed. Evacuation route, tsunami. Quite a windy road here. The tide is slowly lowering and emptying this bassin, mangrove river delta. Beautiful flowers. Look how nice it looks. So that's how it looks like around here. Extinction doesn't arrive like a catastrophe anymore. It arrives as background information, a statistic soft enough to live next to advertising. For Dugong. You look? Finished? Okay. You see some? You see Dugong?
Huh?
Dugong inside? You see?
Inside.
So now we are on the pier. Try to find the dugong, and I think this guy here he wants to look for it as well. Looks promising, but the water is quite choppy, so we can't see really deep, but looks tempting. Now he's gonna start the drone. Or maybe not. Not sure. A lot of small fish in here, which is nice. This is the bay, the Dugong. Good mood here. It's hot out here. It's just around midday. Let's see if you can see something. Techno-sized Homo sapiens is approaching the scene. check out the animals in there. Just adjusting. I hope we will find something. West of the Dugong. Oh, where is he flying? Ah, yeah. It's pretty windy. The drone disappeared. Hard to spot anything here beside the fish. It's tempting to jump inside. We won't find anything here. We have to continue the quest of the Dugong. We head back inland for now. Watchtower here. Check this out. It's there for a reason. And it's also shady. Ah, that's what we are looking for. Some aerial view. So the Dugong is, as I said, a mammal, so it is breathing air and it has to come to the water surface every few minutes, like turtles, let's say, which are, by the way, also pretty common in this area. Oh, it's a nice view. Nice fresh wind. Below here as well. That's the touristic part of the island, which is now pretty much abandoned or empty. And yeah, I should spend some time up here at this place to observe the water surface. These waves, it's hard to see anything. Good atmosphere, for sure. The dugongs. Is there something? There's a dark spot here, somewhere there. above the tide. It's summertime here, which means 5 to 6, 7 degrees more than normal, and normal is like 30 degrees. Summer is about and around 35, 36, 37, 38. I would like to go to the water as well. So we climb up to the top. Let's see, what is the top about? Now we have a nice view of the Fisherman Bay. There. I think this bay there, it looks much better. That would mean rent a kayak here and then drive here and then into this bay and maybe even behind that. Maybe tomorrow morning. The tide is high in the mornings, so that should be good. That should be a good moment. I'm hopeful to see one of these mythical animals. Oh shit. Should we go up there? Why not? With my super vertigo. Oh god. I have to put this down. 1 second. Oh god. Good vertigo. Health test. Oh, it's nice up here. I've noticed this tower before, strangely. It's very good to see everything here. Some boys are fishing. Did you catch something? Stuck in a rock. Oh yeah. You can see something from here, that's true. It's a beautiful little island. It kept the balance between tourism and the local way of life, which is a good thing. Both sides can enjoy, the tourists and also the people from here, and benefit from each other. I hope it stays like that for a long time. This nice view here. Yeah, it's something nice about this place. You have to be patient for the Dugong experience. Or take the destiny in our hands and paddle over there. And also enjoy the very nice landscape probably, and also some quieter corner. Although it's already pretty relaxed and quiet here. Maybe we see some turtles. It could be more possible. Yeah. This is not a thing of half an hour, the Dugong quest. It's not without reason called the Dugong circle, because you need to circle in rounds around the thing you want to accomplish. It's a good training for life, patience and stamina and so on, and then you will see the nice Dugong. So for now we check out.
So this is less a quest than a calibration, a small attempt to align curiosity with consequence and see what remains when the symbols fall silent.
Just say over and out, see you soon from the office.